Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for the Pluto transit Aquarius. This is going to be a transit that takes place. It's over the and continue over the course of the next 20 years. So Pluto in the sign of Aquarius is bringing an end to experiences. It's bringing transformation. It's bringing major change. So this is a pretty big deal. Again, this is a very long transit, so we will come back here and maybe every three or more months we'll come back and do another reading. Right now Pluto is at 1 degree in a few minutes of the sign of Aquarius, so it's fresh. And well, I say fresh, but it's really been um, in this area for a minute. This transit started in November of 2024 and will continue through November, around November of 2044. So it is a long transit that this is taking place. First card that comes out is Love Unites. So this is something coming together. I feel like things are going to be stabilizing, although they may not look it during parts of this transformation. Um, in regards to stability, this does feel like something coming. I feel this is not only on a heart wave or a soul level, I feel like it's in your physical realm as well. You could have recently closed out, or that's part of what this transformation is, closing out a tougher cycle in life. I feel like it was a very long cycle, and I do feel like it somehow impacted you on the physical realm. I'm feeling more financial. Like I feel like it had strong financial challenges associated with it. And now I feel like there is this transformation of energy where you're going to see things coming together, balancing out, stabilizing in that area of your life. You can look at the sign of Aquarius in your birth chart and look at where 1 degree is, see what house this is activating for you, and that's where you'll be seeing the majority of this change, at least for this part of the transit, taking place in your life. And second card that comes out is Rejoice in Love. So this is very nice energy to start out with two love cards. So I feel like your vibration has raised, or that is what's happening within you. I feel like there's some sort of transformation when it comes to that heart chakra, that soul level, the nurturing, the love, the caring, the kindness. I do feel there is something that's coming together. So again, if you went through a really challenging uh, prior cycle, I get that vibe of where maybe you could have been a little guarded or closed off, or just not rejecting opportunity, but I kind of feel a little skepticism when it comes to opportunities. Connections could be in friends, can be with different kinds of relationships, as what I'm seeing here. I'm loving to see this Rejoice in Love, because you see this energy going through a portal, where that is that birth canal, that portal of change, which is all about that Pluto in that Aquarius energy, right? Pluto is about transformation. It's going through this rebirth, Phoenix rising energy. If you know. Next card that comes out is the Move Forward. Now, look at the difference in the two portals right there, where it's clear to see you're moving through something and you don't necessarily see what is on the other side of it as you're getting into this, as you're moving forward, as things are progressing. Time to Play is at the bottom of the deck, and you see someone running through this portal, right? This is about making that time, putting the time, energy, and effort into having fun, living, loving, laughing, enjoying yourself, like tapping back into that more innocent side, that childlike joy, that fun side. Also, I'm feeling when I see this card, it feels strongly like a Leo energy, and Leo energy is always, it can be, or it's not always, but it can be associated with romance and just a fresh start, a fresh beginning, a new beginning, that sort of energy moving into, I feel, that realm or area of your life. So again, take what resonates, release what doesn't. These are collective messages, so not everything's going to resonate with everybody. You look at your chart, that will help you more. You should always be listening to your rising sign before you listen to your sun sign, because your rising sign will always be more accurate, the information that comes through. So there's a heads up on that. And look, sacrament to the present. And this one is someone who is opening their heart. It's like putting the walls down, letting their guard down, that sort of energy. This is someone who is in receptive mode. This is someone who's opening up and ready to receive what this is. And I feel like whatever this is life changing. Life is opportunity. So I feel like this is letting that guard down, being able to open up, ready to receive. I'm splitting the deck, and there, look what we have. The Empress to the Fool card. This is talking about a new beginning. This is starting a very card number 0. This is like taking that initiation, that first step, that leap of faith, whatever you want to call it, right? It's like embarking on a new path, a new journey, having faith in oneself. We see the Empress here, and so I'm feeling like it's in regards to this. Strongly does feel like a love energy to me, like, and it doesn't have to be a romantic love or an intimate love or anything like that. It can just be within self. It could be within your social circle, things that surround you, your life, your home, your environment, something like that. But I feel like this is someone aligning with the higher vibrational energy where they want more peace, more joy, more happiness, more fun, authenticity, right? That sort of energy. So I feel like this is where this transformation is kicking off for whoever I'm talking to. Let's pull some clarifying cards. And the first card that comes out that clarifies the unite love is the Nine of Fire. I love this card. Typically, the Nine of Fire talks about the wounded warrior. It talks about somebody who is, first of all, completing out a cycle. Nines are the end of a cycle, right? And then 10 completes them out. With the Nine of Fire, it can talk about someone who has been through a lot of challenges. And I was picking up on that at the very beginning of this, where I feel like someone has gone through a lot of challenging experiences and situations. And that could have been why I feel like had their guard up, right? It just gives me that vibe of where they were a little bit more cautious because of experiences that they had. Yeah, bottom of the deck is the Three of Air because of the heartbreak, the pain, the trauma, the experiences like that they've had or have gone through. And it just gives me that vibe of where someone was a little closed off, like I said, had these walls or were guarded in regards to opportunities, taking leaps of faith, or just believing in better things, that sort of energy as well. So I feel like this could be a pretty, Scorpio, that is your ruling sign, right? I mean, your ruling planet is Pluto, and that is, you can look at what house that is for you again, because you may not be a Scorpio rising, but you can see what house that Aquarius is, where that transformation is taking place, where you're ready to dig deep, and bring things to the light I feel, in order to heal. So I see you putting I see you laying the baggage down. I see you releasing and surrendering an old, challenging cycle that really had you for quite a while on guard or defensive or whatever this is. But I feel like you are embracing this transformation and letting that cycle burn away, to phase out. And I love to see the stars there because I do feel like there's something being illuminated. It's like I just feel like an illumination of the path forward. So the next two cards that showed up to rejoice in love is the Emperor and the King of Water. So I do feel there's a lot of, you know, stability coming in. I feel not only on your physical realm, but on your emotional realm as well. I'm also feeling drawn towards this Emperor energy, which is right there, where I'm feeling it was a, for some of you, if this is a love reading, this is a divine counterpart, right? The Empress and the Emperor, these are people who are on the same vibrational frequency. These are both people who have structured, discipline, they're nurturing, they're kind, they're caring. Um, they really have control over their mindset, their actions, their empire. We see the King of Water, and then on the bottom of the deck, the King of Air. So I do feel this is showing up to me as a person. I feel like this is an energy that's entering your life. Um, And I feel like this is where something more solid, stable, long term is showing up. And I feel whatever this is, I do feel like this is a person. If this is about a relationship, I feel this to be a person. And I feel like this person is not only strong and powerful, but they're kind, they're nurturing, they're loving, and they're very intelligent. They're very smart. Three of Fire was the next card to this Two of Fire. So I do feel like this is that opportunity. Two to the Three of Fire is talking about making a choice about a path, and the Three of Fire is about growing, expanding, and moving forward. So I feel like I said, somebody is closing out and willingly, happily letting go and surrendering an old burdensome cycle that was not serving them well, that is just not, I feel, in alignment, and embracing this opportunity for something new. This card flipped right out when it came to moving forward, and that is a major arcana card. That is the Judgment card. I see the number 20 up there, breaks down to this number 2, which is talking about coming together, uniting, something balancing out. The Three of Fire is at the bottom of the deck again. So this is, I feel like this is about divine timing and meant to be this sort of energy where it's, this is the time in life where things are really going to, I feel, be right, fair, just. There's going to be a lot of structure and discipline associated with this, and I don't feel that in a negative way. I feel it in a positive way. I'm feeling like knowing, your boundaries, enforcing those boundaries, that sort of energy is showing up. And the next card that comes out is the Page of Earth. To me, this feels like that door of opportunity that's open that I don't feel you see coming. We have the moon right there. I don't know why I'm feeling full moon energy. Let's see what's underneath it. Look, the moon to the strength to the Seven of Air. Yeah, this is something to the Five of Fire. This is someone who is liberating themselves. Like, I don't even know if it's you don't see this coming or people don't see this coming, because I feel what they don't see coming, if this is external in situations or people, I feel what they don't see coming is the strength that you have. Like, people can't see that on you, right? It's an internal thing. It's the strength and the courage you have to persevere, to allow a cycle to close, a cycle to end, to, like I say, I'm feeling that establishing boundaries, reinforcing those boundaries, and letting something go. It does feel to me like this comes unexpectedly, or it's a surprise to energies that may be surrounding you. That sort of is how I'm feeling with all of this. I feel like people are shocked or will be shocked to see you take an offer or an opportunity, for something new, to go down a different path, to choose differently. That sort of energy is how I'm feeling. I do feel like it comes as a surprise. Like, I don't know why I feel, but I feel people are surprised by the strength and the courage that you have to make a big, I feel, major change in your life. So let's see what is going on here. Let's grab some more energies. These messages are just supportive, messages during this part of this transit with Pluto. Like I said, I will be doing these readings on occasion every few months or so, just to give an update where the degree that the planet Pluto is at in Aquarius and what we see at that time. So the first card that comes out from the universe as your back is, I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. And doesn't that line right up with that Nine of Fire, right? Like, that's an old cycle. Like I said, I felt that energy of somebody who has really been through some challenging experiences and were a little guarded and had walls up and closed heart chakra, that sort of thing. I feel like this is that surrendering of that cycle, and this is aligning and uniting with that true soul self, which is a very beautiful energy. Bottom of the deck says, through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. And absolutely, we are all, well, I'm not saying all, but our intention, the higher vibrational intention, is to create this ripple effect of peace, joy, happiness, higher vibrational things. We are all a work in progress right now, trying to raise this vibration to meet the standards of the Aquarian age, which I've talked about many times. It's about integrity, it's about authenticity, it's about innovation, it's about humanity. So there are a lot of things taking place, old structures being removed and broke down, and new ways forward being planted, or designed, whatever you want to call it. Like, for the future, it is going to be a lot different. So the next card that wants to show up is a key to prayer is to forget what I think I need, right? And this is praying for, I feel like praying for things other than, like, oh, I'm praying for, a job, I'm praying for a car, I'm praying for a person. I more feel like this is about praying for the feel, right? The vibe, the I'm praying for peace, I'm praying for prosperity, I'm praying for stability, whatever this is, and allow the universe to come answer that prayer, those prayers, in ways you have may have never thought about or considered, or something like that. I feel like it's allowing the universe to come in and align you with what is meant to be versus what you think you need. So the next card that's showing up is the presence of love will always cast out fear. So I feel whoever I'm talking to, I feel like there was a very tough, challenging cycle that you are closing out. That is, I feel South Node. I'm not seeing it, but I'm feeling South Node, where there is something you need to release, let go of. It's never served you well. It's not going to serve you well. It could have felt like some sort of security blanket to you, or familiar to you, or what that sort of thing. But I feel like it's in regards to that fear, because fear has shown up here several times here. So you could have had a fear of taking a chance, a fear of letting go, a fear of doing something different, a fear of taking a leap of faith. It just feels like there was a lot of fear that was showing up and almost like stopping and blocking and preventing you until you ultimately faced that fear and overcame that fear. And again, I'm not saying these fears were not valid or anything like that. I'm just feeling like these fears were established as a result of very challenging experiences that someone had in the human lifetime. And, it's kind of like they fed that fear, sort of thing. But I feel like I'm talking to an energy who is no longer going to feed that fear, right? The bottom of the deck says, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. And again, there is a totally different paradigm shift when it comes to love and fear. Those are two different things. One is a very high vibration and one is a very low vibration. And I feel like someone was stuck in quite a while in a cycle, a chapter, whatever this is, of that fear, right? Fear of like I said, so many different things that they were fearing. The next card that comes out is joy is the ultimate creator. So I do feel like this is where that is all shifting. Someone is facing their fears, they're tapping more into that fun side, that living, loving, laughing, happiness, that childlike joy, that confidence within themselves. And at the very bottom of the deck, the last card for this message is, when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. So, yeah, I do feel like there has been a total shift in the way someone perceives something or looks at something, accepts something, that sort of energy. I do feel like it's almost like the lens that you see through has been cleared off, cleaned off. You see differently now. I feel clearer now from recognizing certain things in your life that I do feel were ultimately holding you back and slowing you down. I feel the lack of confidence was one of them. The lack of strength was another one of them. And the fear of the unknown was a third one. I feel like those were big themes or big things that continuously rose up. And I feel like you have definitely taking control of this situation, no longer allowing that mind to be the devil's playground, no longer allowing the fears of the unknown to stop you from taking a leap of faith or a chance, something like that. I feel like this is a major shift and transformation for you when it comes to all of that. So please leave me a comment. Let me know how this resonates with you. I do appreciate you being here. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. I do appreciate you. I send you love and light. Have a great day.